Hey everybody, good morning. I'm here today with Amy Siebel from Prudential Howe and Doherty in Andover, Mass. We're continuing our series of tips and tricks for home sellers and how do we help people maximize that home selling process. Good morning, Amy. How are you?
I'm well, Rich. Good morning.
Good morning. Listen, I guess we could start right off with asking you, what do you think the process should be when somebody's thinking about selling a home or buying a new one?
Well, that's a really good question, Rich. I think that for most people,
Mhm.
they need to know how secure they are in the sale of their home. They need to know how much money they're going to put in their pocket, which translates to their buying, whether they're buying up or they're downsizing.
Mhm.
And so the most important step, first step, is to hire a qualified realtor, somebody with a good reputation,
Mhm.
and someone they feel that they can work with through the process, who's going to be a good counselor and guide them through how to price their home, how to stage their home, what is the timing they need. There's so many questions to answer that they need to start with an experienced realtor and get their house on the market, under agreement, and then move forward on the buying end.
So you think getting together with a good realtor on the sell side is important even if you're thinking about buying?
Absolutely. It's two sides of the seesaw, if you
Mhm.
will.
Mhm.
And you may end up, if you're staying in the same community, you would logically sell with one agent and buy your new home with that same agent because you would have a fiduciary relationship with that person.
Mhm.
They would understand what your needs are. There's a confidentiality. If you're moving out of the area, that same qualified agent who understands what your needs are can refer you to someone, if you're moving from Boston to Florida, say.
Okay.
They can help you research who will serve your needs at the other end.
Okay. You mentioned something in there that I think is very important, but I'd like to get more of
Okay.
that from you if I can. You talked about getting together with a qualified agent. When you say a qualified agent, what do you really mean?
Oh, there's so many things that go into that. From my standpoint, it is someone who is particularly ethical.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say most of us are, but
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'll leave it at that. It's someone who really understands that marketplace. For example, you would not necessarily list with your brother-in-law's cousin because you feel you owe that person a favor.
Okay.
You would list with somebody who's embedded in the community, who lists property, who understands it, who understands how to negotiate on your behalf,
Mm-hmm.
and can put you in the best light, get you the most money in a secure transaction.
Okay. Now, historically, or at least generally speaking in Massachusetts, most agents are charging the same amount.
There is I would say, a tight range, if you will.
Okay, so knowing that everybody's going to be about the same price,
Right.
if you will, why would you do anything other than sell your home with a top producer?
Oh, I don't know why you would do anything except work with a top producer. First of all, you need to interview your realtor,
Mhm.
and you need to find out what is that person going to do for you. There's the old comment, list and pray. You do not want that. You want someone to come in with a very specific marketing plan
Mhm.
and a timeline for you and explain it to you so that you feel very secure in the process. Someone who understands your price point. You might know someone who's a condo expert,
Mhm.
but that person may not understand how to move your luxury house or vice versa. So there's so many things that go into finding the right person.
So people are specialists in different types of properties in
Some
some
people are
places?
specialists in a geography. Some
Okay.
people are specialists in a type of property. Some people do rentals, period.
So your geography is Andover, North Andover, or
My geography
Oxford?
is Andover, North Andover, Boxford, Middleton, pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. Mhm.
I feel much more comfortable selling in a community or listing in a community that I know where the fire department is, I know where the police department is, I know what the
Right.
schools are doing.
Right.
I need to be able to represent the property and the community in order to put the property in the best light.
Okay. So what is it that makes you a top producer? It's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question, and I appreciate the question. I have been in this marketplace for 30 years.
Wow.
Merrimack Valley And I came to it from a teaching background. I worked with special needs children and their families, did a lot of counseling, and I believe that there's a tremendous amount of that in working with sellers. You're not just selling a house, you're selling someone's home, because I do residential.
Mhm.
You know, commercial would be different. But you are working with a couple, a person, a family, you're helping them with the segue of life from one entity to another.
Mhm.
And I feel that beyond being a good negotiator, helping work, bring the experts. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not a home inspector, and I'm not an architect, and I'm not all of those ancillary service people, but I know how to avail myself of those on behalf of my clients.
Okay.
But I really try to meet the human needs within the process.
Mhm.
I think that's my trademark.
Great, great. Well, listen, Amy, thank you very much for your input this morning. If you'd like to get more information about Amy or about the Andovers or the Merrimack Valley, go on bestagenttoday.com. You can find her there and find out lots more information.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Rich.